You have a degree in script and psychological analysis?
Yeah, I did that in Montreal. I didn't do the normal film school. I think you just go and do it and you're gonna learn itself. You know what I mean? But I'll always the psychoanalysis behind the films. I always think that it's super interesting to first to create characters or just to make any film, because I think film school, normal film school, take the camera and go do it yourself, and it's gonna be your film school now.
So psychological analysis, as it comes to writing the script, you say that you're not into writing it, but you do enjoy showing.
Yeah.
So you can show an emotion, you can show someone's displeasure with something, and that the motives behind that are more interesting to you. Can you go a little
yeah,
deeper
exactly.
into that?
And I think knowing those, it goes back to the symbolism. You know, for going from psychoanalysis, there's so many symbolism that you can create that showcase, instead of just working to create that character this way. It's just with symbolism you can really play to showcase those threat of personality from a character, and that's what I love. And I prefer to do it visually than just with dialogue or crazy characters or something like that. I think visually for me is a more interesting way to show it. It's not as obvious to for some people sometimes to get all the elements, but it's there. You just have to find them.
I felt that you used music in an effective way as well, so it's not just the looks, because there wasn't that really much dialogue in the film. There was a lot of back and forth in the fighting, but
Yeah.
in terms of certain things, you knew exactly what was happening, but not a lot was said.
Again, it goes with the fact that you can say so much without saying it. Mm-hmm. Again, my style of film is very delicate in a way that people will love it or they're gonna hate it, and I know that. It's as soon as you get a signature, same thing with David Lynch. Some people love him, some people hate it. So yeah, I think with visual you can just express so much emotion that you don't have to express with words. And I think that's kind of the screenwriting rules, like don't tell, show, or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I think visual is just the best medium to express any kind of emotion in a different way. And in the film, I didn't want to be all about dialogue. I wanted to be all about emotional struggle.
You mentioned that you used to watch 3 to 4 films a day as a kid.
Yeah.
What were some of those films, and what were the directors? I know you've mentioned Kubrick before.
When I was young, seriously, that's so funny because I hated sports. So that's the only thing I was doing is watching film. But I was a big fan of 80s movies, all the comedies. My first real film was in '95. It was Eat of Michael Mann. That was the first film that I was just like, whoa. It just knocked me out. I was just like, that's a film. Because just before, it was all about 80s movies. But I don't want to do comedies. I don't care about that. It's fun. I love watching, but making them, not really. But that's why I think on the horizon, it's very 80s with the music and the tone, the car. You know, the Grand National car is an 80s car.
Right.
The music is very 80s, and so that's my influence. But it was Eat Michael Mann that was just like, whoa, I saw something serious. And then I'll always remember it was Eat in '95 with the music at the end. I was with Moby, the song that he did. I was just like, wow, that's the best song in the film. And then in 2001 with Mulholland Drive of David Lynch, that's what really showed me mood, the signature of a director. And that's what I was just like, that's where I was starting making movies.
So do you feel that the watching of the movies was way more effective for you in making them than going and doing the script and psychological analysis?
Yeah, totally. Watching them, but I've learned so much at university with psychoanalysis. That was one of the best part of my life. And it was like when I was young, Eat, Mulholland Drive, that was really start my career of just, I want to do that. And then in psychoanalysis, that's where I said, now I want to do that professionally. And that's where I realized, like, it's so fun to go deep into the characters and write everything symbolism and da-da-da. That's why I've started applying that to my script. And I think that's where my short film got better. And it was after the time that the short film that I don't want to show anymore. You know, it's after that part I was just like, if I apply that, it's gonna work. And that's where I've really added symbolism and stuff like that. And it changed me. When I was using those classes, it's really affected me.
Do you remember some of the things that they talked about? Because that's really interesting, like in terms of this character that you're writing about, or characters, because you said you didn't do too much backstory for Casey, but then you also talked about your own story with
Yeah,
with
but On the
Tyler.
Horizon is it's me. You know, the film On the Horizon, it's totally me. From every character in the film, they are me. And so that's why when I was working with Tyler or Sandy, I was talking about my background, and they totally got it because Tyler was Casey. And so when I explained my background, he says, "It's me, it's me. I totally get it. It's me, it's me, it's me." So who cares if he was born in, who cares? What matters is that you understand their action, and that it's when I place them into that world to understand what they're gonna go through. And once you understand that, then it was easy. So I don't need to write a backstory on paper. Sometimes, yes, if it's not really connected to me. But so, for example, the next feature film, I'm gonna try that just to see if it's gonna work. But I know I'm sure some stuff is just gonna be pure me. And when I'm gonna cast that actor, I'm gonna have the same process. This is who I am. This is what that person is going through. Blah blah blah. And then after that, go do your own backstory. You know, I don't want to be a dictator. They are artists. I want them, those actors, I want them to bring something to the table that I don't think about. I want to be impressed. I want to be surprised, and that's what I think makes a beautiful collaboration.
What if a filmmaker says, "Well, I want to make a movie, but it's too close to me, so I don't want to make it. I'd rather make it about somebody else," because they don't want to expose certain parts of themselves?
Stop being afraid or something. I don't know. It's just do it. I think that's the whole point of doing something. Because even if he's trying to do something on the left, he's just gonna go back on the right a little bit. I think it's just automatic. No matter what you're writing, even if you don't think about it, it's gonna be you. And then if someone that knows you personally is gonna read it or see the film, that's you. Even one of my best friends saw the film, and she's like, "Oh yeah." At that point, he's young. I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "That's you." And then, so sometimes you just don't, it's unconsciously, you know, you don't know what sometimes you're writing, but then if people knows you, it's always going to be you no matter what, because you are writing it. So you cannot escape it.